So this is how I use AI as my personal assistant and my executive challenger. So good morning. It's the early January of 2026, and I've been having a lot of conversations around people asking me how I use AI, all the tools to kind of help manage my day, right? And so I actually have designed it to really help me to be kind of my personal assistant to help me keep track. So many of you might know that I do have a struggle with ADHD. I've had it all my life, and I recently discovered, that's probably what I had. And so with some tools and with some exercises and with some supplements, I've been able to manage my ADHD to a place where I'm actually leveraging it. And so I don't want to lose the beauty of kind of the neurodiversity that it provides in terms of being curious and full of wonder and, really kind of looking for kind of exciting things and seeing the world differently. But I also wanted to be able to manage it because this world is not built for those who have ADHD, as you know. So what I've done is I use Claude as well as ChatGPT and Gemini, but Claude is what I'm going to be talking about today. And so what I did was I taught Claude to be kind of my executive challenger and my personal assistant. So it understands kind of like what my intentions for the year is. So I share with it kind of my goals, how I envision 26 to be. I also share my 12-week year plan. And so it's from a book called 12-Week Year. And so what I do is I compress everything into 12 weeks and really set some clear milestones and goals that I want to accomplish in that time. And then what I've done is I give it a weekly review and all these things. And so it has a lot of information of my intentions and my goals and the kind of the life that I want to build. And then what I do is, now what it does is with that information, it will actually help me in my mornings to create something called a morning brief. And so the first thing I do when I jump on Claude, and I taught it how to do this, was, hey, good morning, it's this date and it's this time. For some reason, AI sucks with time and date, so you have to kind of tell it what day and time it is. And then what it walks me through what we call a morning check-in. And so it asks me about how I slept, how much I slept, the quality of sleep, how I'm feeling, and all those type of things. So it kind of guides me through kind of a morning kind of check-in to just understand what my state of being is. And then it'll provide a draft of my day because it has all the kind of information it needs from the weekly reviews and the monthly examines and the 12-week year and the 2026 Envision document. And so it has a lot of information. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of draft up what we call a morning brief. So it'll have like top 3 priorities. It'll have my schedule for the day, as well as some of the kind of the things that has happened the last few days that will build momentum into what I'm trying to get done today and tomorrow. And so it's a really great little tool. And then at the end of the morning check-in, what it does is it produces a PDF that I print out. So it's one of these, kind of documents, right? So I carry this around because I don't want to keep jumping to a computer and constantly hitting up AI or Claude, to kind of, because it's a rabbit trail. And for those like us who really are curious and easily distracted, jumping onto whether a social media or a web browser or AI, it's really could be a time suck. So I use paper throughout the day because it has everything that I need of what my intention was when I set it out in the morning. Now, throughout the day, usually around midday, and then also at the end of the day, then I will actually log the activities that actually happened. So, if I had a meeting, I'll just say I met with so-and-so, and this is kind of the basic summary of the meeting. Now, Notion is kind of where I keep my meeting notes, but that's where I'll reference a lot of the kind of the activities that has happened. So what that does is that enables me to have what we call an end of day shutdown. And so this is an idea from Cal Newport from Deep Work that I adopted, where you need to have a really clear like declaration and a line where you say, my work day is done. It's end of day shutdown. I am completed. Now I could be home and be present and enjoy my family, enjoy the evening, dinner, and things like that. And so what the logging does, it helps me at the end of the day around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm able to talk to Claude and say, hey, this is what has happened, log it. And then what it does is it verifies and gives me a draft of the things that I've added throughout the day. And then we kind of create a final version of the work that was done. Then after that, I go home and my mind is off of it. Everything that is pending is in the end of day shutdown. All the notes, everything's already in the system, so I don't have to carry it in my brain. Because as Tiago Forte would say, our brain is not meant to be a storer of information. It's a thinker, right? And so less storage it does, the more I could think, and the more I could be present. So once I offload that out of my brain, then the rest of the night, usually I'm pretty chill, and I'm enjoying my hobbies, I'm enjoying my family. I'm still trying to get better at that. It's something new, but I'm just trying to be more present and more whole in the evening time, especially during the work week. Then at the end of the night, around like about an hour before I go to bed, I'll do something called an evening examine. And so this comes from a book of Heroic Leadership by Chris Lowney. It's a Jesuit priest that became an investment banker. And so that's where I learned this idea of an examine. And so it's simply a review of the day. And so what I do is I review, I reflect on the day, and I respond to the day, meaning what is the change that I'm going to make tomorrow, right? To make the tomorrow a better day based upon the learnings from today. And so it's an evening exam, and that actually primes my morning check-in. And so some of the things I'll put in there is like, hey, in the morning, remind me of this, this, and this, and this. And then you could see how it continues to learn and grow and serve and help me to have a better day, a better tomorrow each day, I guess. And so that's a little bit of a snapshot of how I use AI as my personal assistant. Now, I use Gemini specifically for like family stuff. So if I need to know where I want to go eat, if I want to know where I want to see, if there's events happening, Gemini is a really great tool to help me with that. And then also it helps me in the workplace because we use Google Workplace Suite. And then I use ChatGPT to what I've done is I designed GPTs to play specific roles in my work. And so, I have a GPT that helps me write grants. I have a GPT that helps me be the chief operating officer at my company. So it's kind of like my strategic partner. And I also have GPTs to help me with all different things. And so one thing that I've learned is customizing and training up GPTs is really, really helpful. Because you don't have to keep bringing in new context. It's learning the context, and it learns your voice and tone, and it actually learns your preferences, and so the output becomes better and more resonant with what you want. And so that's how I use AI. I'll probably make a few more videos, but just wanted to make a video like this so that when I have these conversations, I could just point people to the video and you guys could see a little bit of how I'm thinking about utilizing AI. Now, AI is a lot more than that. And there are other tools and other AIs that I use, but I think just in the broad sense, sharing with you how I use it as my personal assistant could be helpful for you. And so thank you for watching. This is, again, one of my first videos back. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's helpful, let me know. You can always reach out to me or leave a comment, and I'll try to engage the best I can. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.